Well, it's great to see you all today. President Macron and I have had a chance to spend some time together. We went to private dinner last night with our wives, and just came to tell you that we're leaving. But it's wonderful to have him here. We've had great conversations and always appreciate the opportunity to share ideas with you, Mr. President. And I especially enjoyed our time that Jill and I and Brigitte had last night in our visit. First time I've gone to dinner, a private dinner in Washington in a long, long time. And but I had the protection of the French government with me. But all kidding aside, France is one of our strongest partners, and historically, but one of our strongest partners and our most capable allies. And Emmanuel has also become a friend, in addition to being president of that great country. And we share the same values, and will remain the core common agenda that we address all challenges together. And occasionally we have some slight differences, but never in a fundamental way, so thus far, at least as long as I've been in Washington, and that's been more than a couple of years. Today, we reaffirm that France and the United States, together with all our allies, all our NATO allies and European Union, the G7, stand as strong as ever against Russia's brutal war against Ukraine. We talked a lot about that in our bilateral meeting. And we'll continue to strong support to the people of Ukraine as they defend their homes and their families and their sovereignty and territorial integrity against Russian aggression, which has been incredibly brutal. I knew Russia was, but I didn't anticipate them being as brutal as they have been and what they've been doing. Many of the reporters in this room have been there themselves and covered from there, and they know what it's like. Today, we reaffirm that, as I said, we're going to stand together against this brutality. And we'll continue the strong support for the Ukrainian people as they defend their homes and their families and their nurseries, their hospitals, their sovereignty, their integrity, and against Russian aggression. And I want to thank you, Mr. President, for welcoming that the people of France have given to over 100,000 Ukrainian refugees. It's a mark of who you are as a people. And they're fleeing Putin's just barbarism. Putin thinks that he can crush the will of all those who oppose his imperial ambitions. But attacking civilian infrastructures in Ukraine, choking off energy to Europe, and to drive up prices, exacerbating the food crisis, that's hurting very vulnerable people, not just in Ukraine, but around the world. And he's not going to succeed. President Macron and I have resolved that we're going to continue working together to hold Russia accountable for their actions and to mitigate the global impacts of Putin's war on the rest of the world. The United States is helping Europe diversify away from Russian natural gas in the immediate term, and while accelerating our clean energy transitions, and we're going to continue working in close partnership with Europe as we move forward. I welcome the progress we've already made in many of these issues through the US-EU Task Force on Energy Security. And today, we also committed to deepening cooperation between France and the United States on civil nuclear energy through our bilateral clean energy partnership. Around the world, France and the United States are working to strengthen stability and security. We share the vision, the same vision in the Indo-Pacific. We're looking for one Indo-Pacific that's free and open, prosperous and secure. And we're going to continue to strengthen our cooperation to defend core international principles in the Indo-Pacific, including freedom of navigation and freedom of overflight. We're working together to support the Middle East that is more integrated, peaceful, and prosperous. And we want to particularly thank President Macron for his efforts to help bring about the historic maritime boundaries agreement between Israel and Lebanon. We also stand with the people of Iran. And then the French and the United States are working together and hold accountable those responsible for the human rights abuses to counter Iran's support for Russia's war and to ensure that Iran does not ever acquire a nuclear weapon. And as we in the United States are looking forward to hosting the upcoming U.S.-African Leaders Summit, President Macron and I understand Africa's influence and importance, and he has much to add. France has much to add. We're also going to deepen our engagement, listening to and working with our African partners to help strengthen the governance and security and economic opportunities across the continent and to tackle the global challenges of our time. Our partnership also extends to cooperating in outer space, from coordinating defenses from coordinating defense of our space activities to strengthening scientific efforts to monitor Earth's changing climate. And we had a detailed discussion of the Inflation Reduction Act. I know none of you are curious about that, but we did talk about that a good deal. The United States and Europe share the goal of making bold investments in clean energy to meet the challenges of the climate crisis and to build the industries of the future, including batteries and green hydrogen. We agreed to discuss practical steps to coordinate and align our approaches so that we can strengthen and secure the supply chains, manufacturing, and innovation on both sides of the Atlantic. We ask our teams to follow up on this part as ongoing U.S.-EU consultation continues, because we can work out some of the differences that exist. I'm confident. France and the United States are also leading efforts to strengthen the global health and global health security. President Macron visits falls on the World AIDS Day, and I want to particularly highlight our joint effort to reach our goal of ending the AIDS epidemic by 2030. That is a goal we set, the goal we're going to accomplish, and the goal we're sticking with. And to do it, we have all the tools we need. We just have to make finishing this fight a top priority for not just the two of us, but for other nations as well. And that's why I'm proud to take the baton from you, President Macron, and host the Global Fund's 7th Replenishment Conference this year, building on France's strong record of leadership. We've raised $15.7 billion with the United States and France as the two largest contributors to the Global Fund, and it's going to save millions, literally millions of lives. If I listed all the areas where cooperation between France and the United States we're delivering meaningful progress, we'd be here until dinner time. So let me just close by highlighting our long-term investment to deepen the ties between our people, particularly the U.S.-French Fulbright program, which celebrates its 75th anniversary and has facilitated thousands of exchanges between our students, our educators, over the last decades. It's been critical to our relationship. It's a key part of ensuring that the future of this vital alliance remains strong and vibrant for generations to come. So, Emmanuel, thank you again for all that our nations are doing together in cooperation. My administration has built our foreign policy around the strength of our alliances, and France is the very heart of that commitment. So, merci, my friend, and I look forward to continuing to work with you. And as I used to say in the body I worked on a long time in the United States Senate, the floor is yours.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, dear Joe, thank you ever so much for these words that very much reflect the discussions we just had. But most importantly, thank you very much for your warm welcome. And indeed, together with my wife, Brigitte, we were very pleased to share this moment together with you and your spouse last night. And let me tell you how honored and moved we are, both my delegation and myself, to be here, invited by you on the occasion of this first state visit by your administration. And regarding this relationship, we said it this morning, and you just said it again, this heritage is based on life sacrifice, on so much. And I would like to say that over centuries, every time there was something vital at stake, we were there, one for the other, without any doubt, without any hesitation. And this is very much what should structure the rest of it.